All right, let's dive into this review of Jonathan Kellerman's thriller, Monster.
The review kicks off with this line: "Sounds like a familiar idea, but with a twist."
So the story gets going with a classic mystery setup. Sounds pretty good, right? But what went wrong? Well, according to this review, that promising start doesn't last long. The main problem? Apparently, the detectives just aren't very good at their jobs. I mean, we're talking about some really fundamental mistakes here.
If they just checked the first victim's history, the whole case could have been solved instantly. You can see their flawed process. They find a clue, ignore the obvious, and build theories on lies. So instead of, acting on evidence, the detectives just talk. A lot. Yeah, the reviewer puts it bluntly. They keep talking and talking.
They talk to people, and then they just talk to each other about those talks.
And all this talking, it just leads them completely down the wrong path. Every single time. So characters lie to them, and they build these big, clever theories based on those lies.
So you have this huge gap between the obvious truth and their wild, wrong theories. Okay, so after all that frustration, the case does eventually get solved. But the reviewer's take on the finale? The ending was terrible. Ouch.
Turns out the killer's motive was just to make a movie? It was all for fun.
On top of that, the ending felt stretched out, with 50 to 70 pointless pages.
So, after all that, what's the final verdict on Monster?
Well, it's a pretty clear no. The whole experience is called annoying, mostly because of those supposedly smart detectives. Which leaves us with a great question. When does a clever character just become annoying?